Hello, this is newwaveofbritish.heavymetal.com. It's the 28th of November 2020, and in this short vid we'll have a look at Phil Lanzon's debut solo album, If You Think I'm Crazy. Before we do that, please, if I may, make the usual opening plea, and that's if you wouldn't mind subscribing to the channel, please. That'd be big help and appreciated. Right, Phil Lanzon, of course, long-time Uriah Heep member. And this is his debut solo album that came out back end of 2017. Now, I bought it, I'll admit I bought it because I'm a long-time Uriah Heep fan, and you know, I bought it purely for that reason. And I'm glad I did, because it's a really fine album. Now, I first remember Phil way back in the original New Wave of British Heavy Metal days from his time with Grand Prix. And what a band they were. We'll have a look at their albums in a subsequent video, but they were a sort of a new wave of British heavy metal stroke pomp style band. Really were excellent. And of course, back then, in a musical coincidence, Grand Prix, as well as Phil Lanzon back then, Bernie Shaw was in the band, and of course, both Bernie and Phil would go on to join Uriah Heep at roughly the same time. And they've been there ever since. Must have been mid-80s when both of them joined Uriah Heep. Anyway, back to Phil's solo album. It's described in his own words as a collection of mixed genre tunes with a few surprises thrown in. I think that's a very fair summary. And if you are a Uriah Heep fan and you're expecting that If You Think I'm Crazy is going to be basically Uriah Heep Mark II, well, it's not. It's not. But what Phil does put out across the whole album are 10 songs which are composed, arranged and performed really expertly to illustrate the depth and variety of his songwriting talents. And those mixed genres range from sort of nice pastoral ballad type stuff to rock, and even there's an excellent full-on prog closer, really good. But overall, it's very enjoyable. And it's a proper grower. Every time you listen to it, you'll pick up on a little bit more than you did on the previous listen. As to the songs, Mind Over Matter is quite a gentle introduction. Kelly Gang tells a tale in a sort of a sweeping, sprawling style, but it's really a well held together ballad and a really memorable hook in there as well. I Saw to England's gives me a sort of a country rock feel, I guess, and just to further demonstrate what a wide variety of songwriting ability that Phil's got. Step Overture, really short, sharp, slap in the face keyboards, which is not unlike in some ways the intro to Uriah Heep's Wake the Sleeper. That's followed by a couple of cuts later by a song called The Bells, which is very much something that Uriah Heep might do or could have done. It'd sit really well on any of their albums, particularly the later stuff. It's excellent, you know, got Uriah Heep all over it. Then we've got, after The Bells, we've got the real epic closer, Forest. 8 minutes, full-on prog. It's got everything. It's haunting, a beautiful track. It goes from the sweet, gentle stuff into the rock stuff, symphonic style passages and back again. Full-on stuff. Excellent. Really fine song. Overall, Phil's got a really excellent album. And as I've mentioned earlier, I bought it primarily as a Uriah Heep fan of some 40 years ago. I first heard Firefly and have been hooked on the band ever since. And it's much more than some curiosity of a band member slapping out a solo album for the sake of it. It's really well put together and a really enjoyable listen from start to finish. And you know, just go out and check it out. You know, it's not just for curious old Uriah Heep fans like me. If you enjoy your rocking sort of eclectic, rangy style with some prog thrown in and really stylishly well done, then you should enjoy this. Stands up really well on its own. If you'd like to check it out, as always, there is a link to the album on Amazon in the description underneath, and a link back to the post on the website if you'd like to read that. I would encourage you to check it out because Phil's put much more into this than a typical one-off effort. So do have a look at it. Before you go, as well, please subscribe to the channel if you might not have already. I'd appreciate that. And as always, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and take care.